Previously on YouTube's The Drawing Dead.
We'll be in the booth again tonight. So you'll see us later.
No sleep till!
Did Bruce Lee die?
What?
Don't be wasting time, I wanna see your smile. Hey, you wanna go with me? I'll be your fantasy, let's do this secretly. And if you stay the night, yeah, if I do alright, you might be coming back for more. And if you're coming back, we must be on the right track, and I'll be stepping out for sure. If it's alright with you, I'll book a table for two at this fancy restaurant. And if you still want me, I'll make sure to be the best you ever had. If I was your man, I'd be the best you ever had. If I was your man, I'd be the best you ever saw. The best you ever had.
Okay, it's been enough playing around all day. It's time to get changed and get up to stones. It's time to get some poker in. God damn it. You know what? I'll spare you. I'll spare you this time.
Would be as happy as can be. Oh, and I will give you all that you need.
So we're here. One more again, Stone's Casino live stream. And I'm pretty sure I'm playing this time. So I need to get in there. Wish me luck. We're minutes away from going live, Stone's Live Poker. And look who's here, Lady Nomok. So we're minutes away from starting the live stream, and I think we were slated to play a 1-3 no limit game. But you know how it is at Stone's, it's table stakes. So I think what we have all agreed to do, and just move in dark first hand.
Everyone is going all in first hand. You do not, it's not mandatory that you participate. What? So basically,
whoever wants to do it all in.
You guys decide.
Somebody will win all the monies, then we can add on more chips. So hopefully pretty shortly, somebody will be sitting about $2,000 deep in this 1-3 game. Then everybody can buy in for $2,000. See how that works? We should be deep in no time.
Turn up one card. Hold up.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, I thought you...
That's okay.
His really run did not work.
It is me, Chris Glasgow, and Jaman Burton, right?
Right, totally.
It's a 1-3 game. Yeah, and you know, somebody in the chat was like, wait, what? Like, why so small of a game? And I feel like that might be a new person here that doesn't understand what
1-3
happens.
games on the live stream.
What happens when we get a table match game is, so the very first hand, what, 5 or 6 people went all in blind,
yes,
just to be able to raise the amount of money that they could put on the table. So we're going to have stacks in a 1-3 game by the end of the night of like 4K at least.
Let's waste no time. Let's jump right into a hand in this 1-3 game with a $10 straddle that's playing rather deep. In this particular hand, I look down at the 7-5 of hearts, which is a very playable hand when the stacks are this deep. I make it 35 to go. Lou elects just to call with the ace-queen offsuit on the button, and AC comes along with 5-3 suited from the big blind. I flop a gut shot when the 3-6 deuce hits the board. It's check to me, and although I would have preferred to have at least one heart on the board to give me some more backdoor equity, I decided to make a continuation bet of $80 to keep my range pretty wide. In hindsight, I probably should have elected to take the free turn card, tried to pair up on the turn, or maybe even hit a 4 for gin. Lou quickly folds the ace-queen, and AC doesn't take too long before he check raises about half his stack. I make a pained look, but there's really not too much I can do here. Hand got caught in a cookie jar. Easy fold. You know that old adage about not going broke in limped pots? Spoiler alert. One limp here, I complete from the small blind. The big blind also completes, and the straddle checks his option. If we're ranking flops out of 10, this is probably a 7.5 or an 8. Let's see, I have the nut flush draw, I have an overcard, and I have a backdoor straight flush draw. I elect to check, hoping that somebody fires at this pot with a weak king or possibly a smaller draw. I'm setting up for a big check raise here on the flop in order to maximize my fold equity. Lou bets 25. AC calls, and now it's time to execute my plan. I check raise from the small blind to 135. Lou calls, and the rest of the players fold. The fact that Lou calls doesn't bother me at all. To be honest, I make a huge range evaluation mistake here. Lou is the straddle, so his range is actually infinite. He can have any combination of hands. In my mind, I'm just seeing Lou as under the gun, which would make it pretty hard for him to even have two pair with this flop. If he did have something like a set, I figured I'd hear from him right now. The ace on the turn gives me top pair to go along with my nut flush draw. Lou moves in, and now this limped pot has ballooned out of control. I'm hoping that my top pair is good, and if not, I still have outs to the nuts on the river. I was wrong on both accounts. The river bricks out, and it's rebuy time. During this session, we all elected to do $50 bomb pots every dealer change. 1-3 game, $50 bomb pots. It's about standard. I look down at Queen 5 offsuit, which is about as strong as you probably think it is, and we go to the flop 7 ways with $350 in the middle. I flop top pair on a pretty coordinated board. Mike P, second to act, elects to lead out for 140. It's quite possible that I have the best hand here, although my hand isn't strong enough for me to raise, so I just call. Pivotal part of the hand here is Miami Dolphins, I don't think that's his real name by the way, moves in for 260. This isn't a full re-raise, so unfortunately for Mike P, the betting is not reopened. He elects to call, and I call behind.
Top pockets. Ooh.
Ooh, wow, that was a nice jump for Jaman.
You are 100% correct. That was a great jump for me. Mike P checks and action is on me. Now I just need to decide what to bet into this 1K pot to hopefully keep Mike P around if he has some strong draws. I elect to bet $400 and the action is back on Mike. He tanks for quite a while before telling the table he has pocket kings and lays it down.
His nose. Oh
my God.
And Mike is still human. He cannot read the future,
Oh my God.
regardless of what we all think.
Wow.
Wow.
That's so sick. Oh my God.
When making
Whew.
a correct play goes wrong.
Oh my. Wow.
Kill a demo. I think at that point, even two pair might fold. Lady Nomuck with aces.
With aces, there you go.
And look at this. Mike flops top 2.
Let me check my.
Wow, bad card for Lady Nomuck.
She just can't with these pocket pairs tonight.
Yeah,
like they have not worked in her favor at all. Or,
actually,
you know what? Justin told me wrong.
I'm a little surprised he didn't raise because she only has $200 left. But when she bets 200, leaving herself basically like 240 or 250, whatever she had left, I gotta think a raise like gets the rest of it. But now you're in a position where she's gonna probably fold. It's just tough, you know. You get locked into when you have aces. It's just like, really,
you really want to play them. Like it's at least I do personally.
Right.
For me, you know,
and especially when it like comes to you perceive that you got beat on the river. You know, like she doesn't know she was beat the whole way.
Right.
You know, she thinks that if she's beat, it's the river, and like really on the river, and then now she's gonna see no, actually it was on the flop and the turn and the river.
Are you guys watching this? Do you see what's going on in this game? We're gonna go outside and talk about it shortly, but just know there's some craziness going on. If you watched the live stream, you probably saw that a good portion of my night was either A, me being card dead, B, me having decent holdings in position and just completely missing the flop, or C, me winning small pots. This hand here, with 7-5 of diamonds, this illustrates B.
He's actually here. It's not just me.
So in this hand, because I remember it because I was there.
I was there. I lived it.
It folded around to me in the big blind. We're playing with the $10 straddle, and I just tried to steal it with the 10-6 suited.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, that doesn't work out too well. Spoiler. I just wanted it. You know, I just wanted the money. I just wanted him to fold. He wasn't supposed to have a hand. I did hit the river, so I had a little bit of equity, but goes check. He takes it.
And you're pretty happy with your play right there.
I
can tell by your facial expressions.
I'm pretty happy with my play. But I started out, as you guys saw, early.
It was a little rough. It was a little rough for you.
I missed a huge draw, second or third hand in.
Yeah, that was where you had the nut flush draw and then
the
turn to pair.
Yeah.
Just remember, on the streams, you can run it up to 3 times. You know, so if you do get in the situations where, you know, you got like a big draw or something, just run it multiple times.
Yeah, I will run it once or I will run it 3 times. I won't run it twice. It's against my nature. Like, somebody needs to feel pain.
Sure.
So, twice
well,
just
I mean,
isn't...
if you really want to feel paired,
the pain.
you know, feel...
Yeah, once, 3 times, 5 times. I'll run it 17 times.
Just as long as it's an odd number.
Yes, I'm not running it twice.
Mike Postle.
Mike, yes.
Just call him Poodle.
Yes.
He loves
running hot. Running hot.
Look, his name is Mike Get There Postle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's for a reason. It's
the guy in the 1 seat who's actually not in his seat right now. I'm going to give you guys some inside Jaman strategy. I think he's over squeezing. I think he's squeezing a little bit too much. He better stop squeezing. Or there might be some punishment handed down. It's either me or him. I'll take the punishment.
4 bets incoming.
Yeah. But there's been some hands that it kind of feels squeezy, so we'll see. So here I think now he's gotten there, and I snap call. I think he bet 180 or something. I snap call, and what you guys can't pick up right here is me calling him a bastard.
Well, definitely not the first time he's been called that.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
So, but no, we're having a great time. We're having a really, really, really good time at the table. So, and as you can see, it is ultra action going on.
Oh yeah. What's going on here?
Mr. Smiley, yeah, sometimes it is playing like a 1-3, 10, 25 game because it's a 1-3 game, but we have a mandatory straddle on, and every once in a while someone will put in a dark 25. 1-3 games here at Stones play totally different than any 1-3 game that I've ever played in.
Andrew.
I got some good news and some bad news. The good news is, I doubt this is the mid-session update. I doubt we're even at mid-session yet. Bad news is, your boy is in the game for a lot. For a 1-3 game, I think I'm in 2,000, 2,100? 2,100 I think it is. That's a lot for a 1-3 game. For this 1-3 game, that ain't too bad. Some more good news is, right now I'm up, which you probably saw. I won a pretty big bomb pot. I lost heaps with a pair and a missed flush draw. Won some other little scraggly pots, but hey, I'll take them. I'm up. I'm doing some dancing. Sometimes the dancing's working. Most time it ain't. At the end of the day, this still is kind of a game where you gotta make a hand. The players in this game probably aren't gonna just be folding made hands to bluffs. It's gonna be hard to get some bluffs through. So I gotta make hands. But for right now, things are going well, and let's hope they continue to go well. So that's all for this update. Like I said, this ain't mid-session update quality, it's just a small update. Oh, and one more thing. I haven't recorded a single hand myself yet, so you'll probably see a lot of footage from the stream. Although I think I'm going to start recording some hands when I get back in. So let's see how that works out.
All right, so Peter raises ace 10. So Jaman and Peter both have ace 10, AC with 8-6. And we'll see, you know, like I said, it's always great seeing when two players have the same hand.
I love it. It really
and
gets
how
to,
it happens.
It really gets to show you how position plays out. Jaman obviously has better. But I think this hand's just gonna kind of go this exact way. Peter's gonna bet. Peter might even check right now. I think out of position right here, I'd probably check call.
And then definitely Jaman
There
should
he goes,
like
and he does.
pretty quickly check right behind him.
No, he just checked behind, which is I think that's the right thing to do there.
And this is the time where we go, you play that shit?
Yeah, right.
Sometimes when you're playing on the live streams, you feel a pressure to make things happen, to mix it up, to get some gamble going. Hence me opening with the Queen 9 suited in early position. As you can see, the flop, not very good for me. I've had a lot of questions about this hand, so let me give you a little bit of a backstory before we get into the X's and the O's of it. There had been multiple occasions previous to this hand where I would open in late position, and Lou in the 1 seat would 3 or even 4 bet me, and I'd fold. I hadn't yet watched the stream, so I didn't know what sort of holdings he was making these plays with, but it felt very light, and I had decided the next time I open in late position and he 3 bets me, I'm going to defend and we'll just see how the hand plays out. So in this hand, I decide to do that defense with 7-5 offsuit when I make it 35 in late position and he re-raises to 140. I make the call. Queen 9-5 with 2 spades. Not my favorite flop, especially since I have no spades in my hand. On the plus side, I do flop a pair, which is hard to do, especially heads up. Against most players, this is a pretty easy fold when he leads out into it, but against Lou, with our history, I just had a sneaking suspicion that my hand was actually still good. He makes it 175, and I pretty quickly call. I want to see what he does on the turn. If there's anything that I disliked more than the flop, it's that 4 of spades turn card. Now I can beat almost nothing except a pure bluff. With the spade in his hand, albeit an 8, Lou probably figures that the turn card, if it's going to help anybody, is better for him than it is for me. Lou tanks for quite a while before deciding to bet again. This time, he bets $300. I'm in a tough spot here, and I'm actually going back and forth with it in my head. I do have a pair, but I'm also up against the villain that is re-raised pre-flop, fired on the flop, and is now continuing to fire on the turn. Although my gut is telling me that I'm ahead, I just can't find the strength to call. I let it go. I think he's over squeezing. I think he's squeezing a little bit too much. He better stop squeezing, or there might be some punishment handed down. It's either me or him. I'll take the punishment. So we're still here, still at Stones, still on the live stream, probably closer to the end of the stream than the beginning. So let's just call this the mid-session update. Since I've last seen you, I think I've donked off maybe 600 bucks. Went through a little period of card deadness. Just won a hand with Ace Queen when I flopped the pair, tried to get kind of tricky. He checked the flop, I checked back. I bet the turn and he just folded, so not much to talk about there. Other than that, not much is going on. Table dynamics have changed just a little bit, but it's still a game in which you have to have a hand. There was a really interesting hand I played with 7-5 offsuit, where my read on the villain was that he had absolutely nothing, but the board ran out 3 spades. I didn't have a spade. I almost shoved anyway, to be honest with you. I almost just put him to the test. I think it would have worked. He said he had nothing. I just couldn't pull the trigger. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go back in there, we're gonna grind out this last however long there is.
Just in case nobody knows who the hell you are, introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself, Poodle.
I am just a luck box.
Speak really close.
That's
to the
all I
mic.
am, just a luck box. I showed him a bluff earlier in the night with 7 deuce. The table made me show it. I don't always do that. I don't do that anymore. I used to do it a lot. I knew he'd try to get me back.
When I was in here before, I said I thought he was squeezing a little bit too much. And there was actually a hand, you guys probably saw, where I called with like 7-5 offsuit. And I was so close to moving in there. And I think it would have worked. I don't know what he had, but it didn't seem like he had anything.
You were ahead.
Yeah.
And, so obviously it would have worked because he really didn't have anything. Right. Basically when he is the person raising, he's just blindly barreling, just 3 streets.
And that's why when I hit a 5, I think it was bottom pair on the flop, I was honest. I was like, I think I'm ahead. I think I'm going to go with this, but I had no spade. Right. Any spade in my hand, and we got it in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when one player is just winning pretty much pot after pot after pot after pot after pot after pot, it's hard to have the distribution of funds for people to stay in the hand.
Ridiculous.
There we have it. 4 hours of Mike Postle just winning every pot. Like, at this point, I think we kind of probably just pay you for minutes on screen.
I already told him him and his stack is going to be the thumbnail for
absolutely
for this episode of the vlog, 100%.
Well, in between,
I told Jaman right away. I said, "There's no in between with me. I either run better than everyone or worse than everyone. There's no in between."
Jaman Burton, thank you for coming down, spending the last couple days with us.
I'm still going to try to get back in December.
Talk to you guys tomorrow.
See you guys later.
Night.
Stream is over, and after the stream was over, me and Mike P jumped into the booth to do a little bit of wrap-up commentary and to thank you guys for stopping by and some other things. And in that time, the crazy game we were in broke. So although I am going back in there to play some more poker, I won't be playing at that game. Final results for that game, in for about 2,100. A little less than 2,100 actually. Out for an even 1,000. Don't know how I did that, but out for 1,000, so down a little over $1,000.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby, want a bottle?
Which I probably should be sad about. I guess I'm sad about it. But I know I didn't play that bad. There were a couple hands that were kind of iffy. But for the most part, the last couple hours of that stream, card dead. Which happens. What am I going to do about it? So what we're going to do now is find a new game. Same location, probably 2-5. Let's hope it's just as crazy as that 1-3 game. And let's see if we can recoup some of those losses. So, thanks everybody for stopping by. Don't fret, the night is not over. All is not lost. Yet. Back into Stones we go.
We get together and go nowhere. I really like to tell the world we care, but we just another late night love.
It's the next day, and unfortunately I forgot to tell you the results from last night's session. You guys all saw the debacle on stream, down a grand, but I turned it around in a 1-3 game after stream, in the game for 700, out for 12 something. I was up like 500 after stream. But now it's time to pack up, get out of this hotel room, get my black ass back to St. Louis. So I will catch up with you guys in Missouri. Bye.
But you're in my dream. Tell her in him that I would do this.
So we're back again in the airport, doing the thing. Quick stop to Vegas for like an hour, then back to St. Louis. But before I get on this flight to Vegas, I want to say thank you to everyone at Stones and the people of Sacramento. I had a great time, as always. And hopefully I will see you soon. Next time on YouTube's The Drawing Dead.
It won't go away.
So we have made it. We are here at the Seminole Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida, I think.
That feeling rushing through my body. I know that it is here to stay. It's like you're my personal Illuminati. I know that some might say.
So they moved me to a new table with that guy. Another day, still in sunny Sacramento. And I'm definitely playing tonight. Headache or no headache. I spent most of the morning in downtown Sacramento wandering the streets for no real reason. I guess there was a reason. A bunch of shots that you probably saw sprinkled out throughout this vlog. Got those this morning. For some real-time poker. See, so I think what we're all have, so hopefully we'll be playing a $2,000 capped. So hopefully I want a pretty big pump. At the end of the day, the players in the game probably aren't going to be laying down to, like I said, this ain't mid-session, but so let's see how that. And I know it's super dark right here, but I know you can still hear my voice. So back into the fray, back to Stones for the last half of the live stream. Let's hope for just a little bit of run good to end this thing. But at least, worst comes to worst, salted caramel pudding. So it can't end all bad. So here we are, Sacramento Airport. So here we are in the Sacramento Airport. Got a quick layover in Vegas, and then I'll be in St. Louis in like 5 hours.
Please keep all bags and
But before I leave, I want to send a quick shout out to Stones Gambling Hall.
Who is the new commentator? It is not Jaman Burton.
It is not. I am not he. I'm Ella.
And if there was an ocean card, you know, Mike probably would get quads.
Have you? I think this is the first time that I'm actually formally getting to know who you are. I've heard your name. I've seen you in here a couple times. Don't know if we've ever really had any interaction, but nice to meet you. Yeah, no, I hear a lot of good things about you and a lot of excitement when your name gets brought up. So this is awesome. I feel really.
Get that crispy beef.
And Victims game. What? So you're playing in that game?
I'm
ridiculousness.
That was insane.
Hi, how are you?
But it's still the same. Stones, gambling, hall, and sack when he needs a change.